Hello, I'm Nikki and this is your retail forecast for the week. Now this first chart here gives us a comparison between the weather for the rest of this week compared to what we saw last year, and that's denoted by that symbol there, LY. Now if we look at the actual weather, it looks like generally we're expecting fairly similar conditions to what we saw this time last year. If we look more in detail at the temperatures though, it looks on this chart that we may expect a much milder week than we saw last year, but in actual fact, over the next few charts I'll explain why it's actually going to be fairly cold. Now here's the weather for Thursday. Quite a lot of dry and bright weather around in northern and western parts of the UK, some decent spells of sunshine here and there. In the southeast, however, we've got quite a lot of cloud around, and this could be fairly persistent through the day, quite a dull and dreary and cold feel, even with some outbreaks of rain there. If we just take a quick look at Edinburgh though, we can see dry and bright days on the cards, and if we compare this to last year, it was actually quite a wet day and temperatures really struggled to get much above freezing, so a better day here with more people likely to be out in the shops. Now here are the temperatures then for Thursday, generally what we'd expect for the time of year with maximums between around about 5 and 7 degrees. If we actually look what it's going to feel like, these equal symbols here denote it's probably going to feel about what we'd expect, with these blue arrows actually making it seem a lot colder with all that cloud around in southern and eastern parts, quite a cold feel to the day, and despite those temperatures. Now if we look ahead to the weather on Friday then, a bit of a reversal in the picture, the best of the conditions likely in southern and eastern parts of the UK, some decent spells of sunshine, but further north and west a few showers arriving. And the temperatures there once again around about normal, but if we look at what it's going to feel like with those winds actually picking up a fair bit compared to Thursday, feeling quite chilly actually across the board, particularly in the north and west. Now the weather on Saturday then, we hold on to that northwest-southeast split with the best conditions likely across central, southern and eastern parts. And if we look here at London, actually quite a nice bright day on the cards, some decent spells of sunshine. It's much brighter actually than what it was last year where we saw a quite cloudy day and a little bit on the cool side. Further north and west, so parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland and northern parts of Wales, much cloudier picture, fairly persistent rain throughout the day, so probably not quite so many people likely to be out and about there on Saturday. The temperatures are still around about average for the time of year, and although we can see temperatures of 8 degrees there as a maximum, when we look at what it feels like, once again on the cool side, particularly in that persistent rain and some of those strong winds around western coasts. Now on Sunday then, a bit of a brighter picture on the whole, from fresher and colder conditions coming in, still holding on to the best of the sunshine in eastern parts of the UK, London once again seeing some good conditions, but further west a few showers coming in. Now these may turn wintry at times throughout the afternoon, but this most likely to be sleet or snow just on the hills. We're not really expecting too many wintry conditions in the towns and cities themselves, so don't think this will deter too many people. Temperatures there once again around about average, but it's actually turning very much windier on Sunday compared to earlier in the week, so with those strong winds it will feel really quite bitterly cold across the board. Now here's a summary then for the week ahead. We can see generally it turning much windier. It's still remaining fairly cold though and unsettled at times, as I said, with some of those showers turning wintry, sleet or snow. It's generally only expected on the hills and not really in the towns and cities at this stage. Now if you'd like more information on our retail services, then do send us an email to this address. That's all from me, and I'll see you again soon.